In this exercise, we will learn how to animate text and we will create this video. I'll go to After Effects, New Composition. I'm gonna set the duration to 17 seconds. Click on OK. Right click, import file. I go to exercise 23 and I'm gonna select the video. Click on import. I'm gonna drag and drop the video like this. And now I'm gonna add some text using this tool, horizontal type tool. I click and I'm gonna write the city of lights. I'm gonna make city in capital like this. The city of lights. I select all the text. Font, I chose Arial. Font style, I'm gonna choose bold. And the size, I'm gonna choose 100 like this. There's no need to have space between letters. I set this to 0. I go to selection tool and I'm gonna press Control. I'm gonna snap it in the middle like this. Paragraph, it's set to center. I snapped it in the middle. Or you can always use the align option like this and click on align horizontally. Next thing, I'm gonna add the second text, Paris. Back to horizontal type tool. I'll make one click. I write Paris. I'm gonna make this text black, even thicker than bold, and I'm gonna make the size 150. Enter like this. I'll go to align and I'm gonna click here, align horizontally. Maybe I'm gonna take it a little bit up like this, and this I'm gonna take it a little bit up here. Okay, now back to horizontal type tool. This time I'm not gonna make one click. I'm gonna click and drag and choose the area where I want the paragraph to be like this, and I can write whatever I want like this. I'm gonna select all. I'm gonna set the font style to narrow, very thin letters like this, and size I'm gonna set this to 70. I'll go to paragraph and I'm gonna choose this left align text like this, and now I can write my text. I'm gonna go to exercise files, motion graphics, exercise 23. I open the text file and I'm gonna select this line, copy or Control C, and go back to After Effects. I'm gonna select everything and Control V to paste like this, and just like that I copied and I pasted the paragraph right here. We have here the paragraph area. We can change it like this. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. I'm gonna move this up like this, and I select everything. I go to character. I'm gonna add some spacing between the letters. I'm gonna choose 50. I think this looks good. I can add even more, like 200, but this is too much. Go back. I'm gonna set this to 50. I think this looks good. Now back to selection tool. We have this paragraph selected. I'm gonna Control D, duplicate it like this, and I'm gonna take the copy and put it down here. I'm gonna press Shift to make sure it stays on the same vertical line like this. And back to horizontal type tool. I'm gonna select this entire paragraph. I can click 3 times and select everything like this, or I can click and drag the mouse like this and select everything. Now I'm gonna select this line here, Control C to copy, back to After Effects, and Control V to paste the text like this. If this doesn't fit well, you can always change the spacing like this. You can reduce it or increase it. I'm gonna keep it at 50 like this. And now I'm gonna start animating. I'm gonna hide these texts and focus on this. I'm gonna toggle this down, text, toggle this down. I go to animate here, click. I'm gonna click on position. We have animator 1, position. Click here, animate. I'm gonna add opacity. Now we have animator 1, range selector, position, and opacity. I'm gonna put the playhead right here at 2 seconds. Click on the stopwatch here, click on the stopwatch here, go back 1 second, like this. I'm gonna set the position, the Y value to 40, and the opacity at 0. And now let's play and see the animation we get. I think it looks nice. I'm gonna move to the next text, pairs. I go to 4 seconds, click here, text, animate. I'm gonna add position, animate, opacity. I'm gonna click here. I'm gonna type 30, the Y value, opacity 0%. Now I'm gonna open the range selector 1. I'm gonna put the playhead right here. I'm gonna click on the stopwatch of offset, but before I do that, let me show you if I increase the offset what happens. Now the word appears letter by letter. So this is the value I'm gonna animate. I set this to 0. I click on the stopwatch, I create 1 keyframe here, I move by 1 second right here, and I'm gonna set the offset to 100%. Now I play. We see the effect appearing letter by letter, the position and the opacity. I'm gonna move to 5 seconds. I go to the first paragraph. I toggle down, animate, position, animate, opacity, position, Y value 30, and opacity 0. I'm gonna toggle the range selector down. If I change the offset, You see what's happening here. You see the paragraph appearing letter by letter, but in this case, I want it to appear word by word. I'm gonna animate it first. I click on the stopwatch here. I move 4 seconds here. At 9 seconds, I put the playhead and I'm gonna click on the offset, type 100. And now let's see what we get. The paragraph appearing letter by letter. I'm gonna change that to word by word. To do that, I go down here. We have advanced based on characters. I'm gonna click and change that to words. And now, as you see, the paragraph is appearing word by word. I'm gonna move to 10 seconds. I'll go up. Now the last paragraph. I toggle this down. We have text, animate position. I click animate opacity. We have position and opacity. I go to the Y value of position. I type 30 and opacity 0, like this. I open the range selector. Click on the stopwatch, offset, move by 2 seconds, like this, and I'm gonna type 100, enter. It's appearing letter by letter. That's not what we want. In this case, I want the paragraph to appear line by line. To do that, I go to advanced, based on characters. I click, I'm gonna change this to lines, and now if I play, we see the two lines appearing one by one. This is exactly the effect we wanted. Now I'm gonna click away like this. I'm gonna press L to toggle everything up. Now I'm gonna press U to bring all the keyframes in the timeline. U, I see all the keyframes. I'm gonna make all the text disappear the same way it came in. I'm gonna place the cursor right here at 15. I'm gonna select these keyframes, Control C and Control V. These selected, the keyframes I copied, right click, keyframe assistant, time reverse keyframe, and now if I play, see this text, it came in like this, and in the end, it leaves the same way. So I copied these keyframes and then I reversed. I'm gonna do the same thing here. You can use J and K, of course, to put the timeline where the keyframe is. I'm gonna select these keyframes, Control C and then Control V, right click, keyframe assistant, time reverse keyframes, and now the word Paris disappears the same way, like this. Now I'm gonna select these two keyframes, or maybe I'm gonna copy them one by one. I'm gonna press J, put the playhead right here. I'm gonna take this keyframe, Control C and then Control V, I copy it right there. I'm gonna press K, I move the playhead right here. I'm gonna copy this keyframe, Control C and then Control V, and now the first paragraph will disappear same way it came in, like this. Now I put the playhead right here. I'm gonna select these two keyframes, Control C and then Control V, right click, keyframe assistant, time reverse keyframes, and I'm gonna take this keyframe and I'm gonna place it right here at 16 seconds. Let's play the entire animation. The exercise now is finished. You go do the same and don't forget to save.